Salute, comrades. This is Behind the Walls Talk with your founder, William McCallum, and I thank you for visiting this domain. I'm here to give you an insight into the minds and hearts of those incarcerated that have been deemed voiceless. Well, this is where their voice and stories will be told for those of you who are concerned with human beings that are in prison for the mistakes they have made and for some of the injustices that were committed against them. Resolutions for reform is the goal and objective looking to be attained. Now step into our world. Welcome to Behind the Walls Talk with your host, William McCallum. I have a brother here with me today who would like to share his story with you all. He's a businessman, a father, a husband, one who walks in his faith and lives his truth. His unfortunate reality, though, is that he was targeted by an unjust system and is now fighting for justice to redeem and restore his life. So without further ado, will you tell the listeners, my brother, what's your name and where are you from?
Hey, hello. How everybody doing out there? My name is Prince Chambers. My Opus number is 170-5253. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, but I currently reside in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County.
What were you charged with and how much time did they give you, Mr. Chambers?
I was charged with trafficking more than 400 grams of cocaine and trafficking 400 grams or more of cocaine by transportation. And they gave me 14 to 18 years. I went to trial.
How long have you now been incarcerated?
I've been incarcerated since March 19th of 2023, so I'm just rounding about 2 years, maybe 2 years in a month right now.
And might I ask you, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 53 years old. I got incarcerated when I was 51, which is
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Is a real eye-opener. I haven't been incarcerated since probably 1993 in the state of New York. So coming in here in 2023 is just a real eye-opener to see how they treat us and what's really going on in the judicial system right now.
So when you got sentenced, what was that feeling like? Like, what was going through your mind at the time when they sentenced you? Like, you know, what was the experiences that you were feeling within yourself?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, it was like utter disbelief, really. It really was because a lot of my constitutional rights was violated, and I didn't get a fair trial at all due to the fact that I had already been to trial a few years back, and I was it's like a personal vendetta that they have against me. So, and the thing is, my case is from 2017. So I was out on the street fighting this case for about 6 years till they decided to have the right judge and the right assistant DA to illustrate what they really wanted to put down on me, which was unfair and unjust.
Yeah, that's definitely an unjust situation, man. You to be going to trial for that long, and for them to be able to put the people in position that they know that will convict you, and they know that they would go against every moral concept that they're supposed to stand for in the judicial system. So since you've been incarcerated, what has your prison sentence been like? Like, what's been going on?
Well, I'm in an appeal state right now. I did lose my appeal, but I am back in the Supreme Court waiting for a response for discretionary review, and also the experience just to see how people really treat you once you're behind the wall. Like, it's really been kind of tough. A lot of my business associates haven't reached out or did anything that they were supposed to do. I haven't seen my children, which I was really in their lives. Like, this was really devastating for my children. And I'm just really fighting for my freedom right now. Just trying to really get back and from this experience, I also want to help other people, like the younger people, man, because they don't really understand what what's in store for them when they're out there or whatever's going on in their life. We have to impact them so that we can stop, this from happening, man, because these people don't care nothing about us. They don't care nothing about justice. And that's just the truth. Like it doesn't matter. Like I've had several police officers take the stand and lie. I mean, they under oath. These are officers, sworn officers. They're watching me with no camera footage, no surveillance. They don't see me doing anything but going in and out of my home. I haven't even went anywhere. I mean, this is really a disgrace, and it's just mind blowing with how they could get away with this. It really is.
What was your life like before being incarcerated? Like, what was your occupation?
When before I came to prison, me and a gentleman by the name of Peter Thomas. I don't know if you guys know him, but he helped me and gave me mentorship and taught me the club business. So I was part owners with him with this club called Club One in Charlotte. After that closed down in 2019, I went on and started to open up the sports bar, but that didn't work. So I started renting luxurious cars through my through my Cash App. So I was using my Cash App to make the $600 a day rental, and I was getting into that real heavy. Like I was looking to rent some more luxurious cars, as well as some homes. I had a home that I rented out for $200 or $300 a day. I was just into a lot of entrepreneurial things, and they kind of stopped me. They kind of messed me up, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like they really, this experience, it really messed up a lot of my monetary things, the things with my children. I had a 2-year-old son. I just had a daughter. She's 19 months. I haven't even held her yet. This is just really tragic because, like I said, like the officers, man, they had a personal vendetta and they really lied on the stand. Like they really lied and they had no evidence. Like as this interview goes on, I'm gonna let him ask me the questions so that we can really get into what happened.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you something, man. We can take the temperature a little bit. I heard you speak about your children and everything, right? Like, what are your children's names and, how old are they? And I would like to know, too, as well, like, by being incarcerated, how does that affect your time?
Man, it makes my time rough to leave my children out there because I was.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
I was very impactful in my children's lives. I have a 16-year-old. Her name's Karima. She's running track. She's doing very good. She's in the 10th grade. Her little sister's following her footsteps. She's 15. She also runs track. They're doing very well in school, and I was with them every day. Like I got their hair done. I made sure their clothes were straight. I picked them up from school. They had their own rooms in my house. Then I had a son. His name is Prince, named after me. He was 2.5 years old when I got incarcerated. I mean, I was with him so much he called me mommy. He thought I was his mom. Like he didn't know the difference. And I mean, I was with that boy every day. Now I have a daughter that's 19 months, who I haven't seen yet. I have an older daughter named Princess, who's 27. She's a beautiful, young lady. She works in corrections as well. I have a son in New Jersey. He's 27 as well, and I have a daughter that's 11 years old in Atlanta. And like I said, like for the most part, I was really a good father, man. Like daily, every day, I was in, and this really took a toll on me because I'm not able to be a dad from here. Like it is very hard to be a father. Like I have to kind of allow other people to raise my children, and I'm not really able to do that. So I go through a lot in here. Like I'm in prison for 2 years, but I'm really not in prison. Like my mind is nowhere near being in here. Like it's really not, and it's really hard. It's really hard to have all those children out there, especially the little ones, because they don't even, my son is holding on by a thread to memories, and like I said, my daughter, she doesn't even know. So it's really rough. It really is. It's really tough, and people like you though, I talk to you on a daily basis, and you guys kind of help me too because y'all know how to deal with this. Like it's hard for me to deal with this because I came in here at such an old age. Like I didn't come in here, young and just had to thug it out through this whole thing. No, I came in here with good sense. Like I know better. Like so coming in here and knowing and then having a case pending for 6 years and then for these people to get on the stage rather, and don't have no evidence, no hard evidence, but able to say all of these things about me is just ridiculous. Like they got a probable cause warrant, and then when we get on the stand, there's no evidence of the. They said they dug in my trash and found all this stuff. Then we get on the stand, they don't have none of the evidence that they dug out of the trash can. So how did you get a warrant to search my house without the evidence? How do you do that? The case was supposed to have been thrown out just off that merit alone. I just don't understand how they didn't have a co-defendant. They dismissed his case for insufficient evidence, but they got me sitting in here. I don't understand it. Like I said, it's a personal vendetta, and I aim to really get to the bottom of it. I really do.
Like I said, listeners, he was a targeted individual to an unjust system. And I'm going to say something about you. Let's take a step back and everything, man, because I'm going to salute you, man. What I'm saying? On your fatherhood and everything that you were doing for your children while you was out there, being a man to them, being a father to them, and showing them what a man truly is for them in their lives. What I'm saying? That's a real salute right there, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna wish you the best, man. And I'm gonna support you on your endeavors. I'm gonna support you on your fight for freedom, your redemption, and everything else, man. Because you need to be back out there with your family to be able to provide for them, support them, and protect them as the father you are, man. You're a good father, my dude. Hey, I'm gonna ask you something else too, man. Do you have moral and mental support for someone in society? If so, who are they, and what would you like to say to them?
Mostly I have my mother. My mother has been the foundation of everything for me since I've been in here. She does the most she can, and I'm really appreciative to her. She's not only a mother, she's really my closest friend. Like I said, other than that, I have a sister. She does what she can. She has her own family, and she helps my kids out what she can, and I'm very appreciative toward that. I have a couple friends that still, ride for me. As far as anybody else, not really. It's very limited. I'm lucky to see my kids, and I'm lucky to even speak to them sometimes. But it's okay, because I know, like I said, this is going to get eradicated, and I'll be back out there before 14 years is up. That's for sure. That's for certain.
That's right, my brother. You'll definitely be back out in society, man, being the man that you are. Hey, what's your story on how you grew up as a youth? The experiences you've had, the traumas you may have endured, and what it was that may have led to your incarceration.
My mother, man, that's my girl, man. She grew up rough, man, and she was a hustler. She was a hustler. She.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
She made sure we had everything we needed, and I watched her struggle so bad. And then she went in and out of prison, and we had to go live with other family members such as my grandmother, grandfather, my aunts and uncles, and she had 4 kids of her own. So, I just didn't like to live like that. I wanted to be out there and take care of myself and be on my own and help out my brothers and sisters growing up. And that's what I did. That's what I was.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
I took care of my family when my mother was unable to. And that's basically how my life was. like just being an overseer for my younger siblings and even helping my mother out, like going up there and visiting her at 16 and 15 years old, bringing her food packages and making sure she was good. Because my mom's, man, she went through a lot. She was in an abusive relationship with my father. He didn't do nothing but beat on her, and she had to take care of her kids.
Back to Behind the Walls Talk with my brother Prince Chambers. Hey, yo, Prince, I'd like to ask you, man, have you had to deal with the death of any loved ones since you've been incarcerated?
Well, a few of my friends passed away since I've been in here. Close friends passed away not too long ago, a few months ago. But the biggest thing that I've had to deal with was the loss of my 17-year-old brother. I mean, like that was like a big turning point in my life. You know, like even though it was a long time ago, I still keep his memory alive, and I named my daughter after him. That was probably the most traumatic death that I had to deal with because your mind can play tricks on you, right? So I didn't believe that until he passed away. I mean, I was numb. Like I've never experienced that feeling. I mean, even after he died, the day that we buried him, I'm driving and I see my other brother, and I clearly know it's my other brother, but he turns around and I see my brother's face in his face. Like that triggered like some type of like I can't even explain it, but I do understand what people go through when they lose a very close loved one because your mind is not there. Like you really can. Your mind will start to play tricks on you, and there's just so many things and so many memories I have with him, and I just keep his memory alive with me all the time. And that probably was the most hardest thing I had to deal with, the death of my little brother. Because he looked up to me, he was always there.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
He just was a hell of a guy, man, and it's just sad that he didn't get to make any children or anything like that. But, my brother was very, very dear to my heart. That was probably the most tragic thing I went through as far as deaths go and losing a family member.
Yeah, I definitely understand your pain on that, man, because, I had a brother that I lost, what I'm saying, since I've been incarcerated too as well, and I haven't really come to grips with that myself, what I'm saying, so I can definitely understand where you're coming from when speaking about your brother and everything, man, because I love my brother very dearly too, and me and him was very close as well, so, I can definitely understand your pain and your struggles with that. Hey, yeah, I can definitely feel you on that, homie. Hey, let's change the temperature, man. Hey, with the children and youth and everything out there now, that finds the life of crime intriguing and, out there doing drugs and being misled and, dropping out of school and, just doing everything the wrong way. What is it that you would like to say to the youth out there, man, that can encourage them and uplift them and inspire them to go in the right direction?
The first thing that I want to say about that is I want to speak to like the adults that's in these children's lives. I want all of us to understand that we have to stop thinking that these kids, just because they're 14 and 15 years old, that it's not real for them. Life is real. Because I remember exactly the moment that I made the biggest mistake of my life and how it led me to even being incarcerated today. And I was 15 years old. I was living with my Aunt Florence, and she was a good woman. She had a job, she had kids, and I went back to Brooklyn to stay with my siblings and my grandmother. And I decided I didn't want to go back to New Jersey and stay with them. That was the worst decision I made in my life. But I was a child making it. So what I want to say to the adults is that we have to understand, like, when they fall in love and all that, and we look at it like it's nothing. No, that's real. That's the realest love they gonna fall in when they 15, because it's pure. It's how they really feel at the moment is absolutely pure. It gets tainted as we get older because we start using our brain. So we have to listen to our children, and we also have to be the biggest influence in their life. We can't allow nothing else to be their influence except for us. Like with my daughters, my 15 and 16-year-old, I talk to them, but I don't talk to them as much as I talk to the little ones because I was a big influence in their life. And I could tell because they get A's in school, they run, they do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, they got a little slick mouths, they little girls, but that's what they're going to do. But for the most part, them rides home that I used to have with them, the talks I used to have with them, the things I used to tell them, explain to them, it was real. And I see that they really took a heed to it. Because I didn't treat them like, oh, you don't know what you just a kid. I didn't just let them occupy themselves with things. I got involved in their life. And that's what we have to do as parents and as adults and people, caregivers. We have to get involved in their life and be their biggest influence. We can't allow the gangs to be the biggest influence. We have to know what's making them tick. We got to know what's going on when they go to school, when we drop them off. Yeah, we busy. We got to pay bills. We got to take care of it, but we got an obligation to them. Because we don't want to be burying our kids. We don't want to be coming to visit our kids in prison. And the kids, I want to tell y'all, listen, man, I can't tell you the right thing or the wrong thing, but what I could tell you is that your friends is like an elevator, man. They can either take you up or they can take you down. And that's just the truth, man. Like, you really have to think about what you're doing. When you hear that conscience in your mind and say, man, don't do that shit, man. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Go the other way. You know what I mean? It's easy to say and it's hard to do, but I'm going to tell you what else is easy to do. Trouble ain't hard to get out of. Like, it's easy to make one decision, one split decision for 1 second of your life will cost you 20 and 30 years. You think these people won't give it to you, you sadly mistaken. You really are. They really would. You really delusional. They will really sit you down for 20 years and don't care nothing about you. They don't care nothing about why you ended up here, what is going on in your household. They don't care nothing about none of that. And that's what's wrong with the judicial system. You just judging a person off of what's going on right now today, when you should be judging the whole thing. When you're in the federal system, they do a PSI report. They ask you all these questions about, okay, how do you drink? Do you do this? You do that? They don't do that here. Like, they just don't even care. They want to know, okay, you committed this crime, you're going to prison. So you have to think about what you're doing because you're in control of your life when you leave out that house. You really do, man. I can't stress that enough. My brother died at 17 years old, man. 17. We all think we tough, we think we could do, but you can't come back to life. That's the one thing you ain't gonna do. You gotta think twice, man, about your life. And that little, whatever you're going through, that might be serious right now, but 5 years down the road,
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
it won't mean nothing to you. So just think twice. Think 3 times before you speak. Think 3 times before you open your mouth. Respect your parents. Respect the people that love you. Don't go out here looking for love from other people. Love the people that love you. Yeah, they may not be as exciting as them people, but so what? Them the people that care about you. That's all I could tell y'all, man. I don't know. What do I know?
That's right, my brother. Hey, y'all, all y'all listeners out there, man, take heed to the brother's wisdom, man. All you find there that's listening, take heed to the brother's wisdom, man. He lived it. He was out there. You know, the brother has a good experience, and he's sharing it with you. He's sharing his experience with you. He's sharing his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding with you. Take heed to it and follow it. Listen to it. Hey, would you tell the listeners, man, of Behind the Walls Talk, what a second chance of society would mean to you, for you to be redeemed from the unjust system that has convicted you at this age in your life, at this moment in your life, and for you to go back out there in society with your family and loved ones?
Man, I can't even lie. Like, I done did so many things, though. I can't even say that it would, like, I felt this way on the street. I felt this way on the street. I was really, like, I'm not on here just saying, oh, no, I was living like this. I helped people. I took care of my kids. So the second chance would be for them because I was doing everything I was supposed to do. I really was. I'm not going to lie. Like, I felt like I was doing everything that I was supposed to do. Now, I do want to go home really badly, but I do want them to pay for what they did to me. That's where I'm at with it. My friend asked me, "Oh man, would you just take time?" No, I'm not just taking time, sir, because y'all did something wrong. Y'all don't get the opportunity to lie on a stand and ruin a person's life. You don't do that. If you got me, you got me. But if you don't, do the right thing. Don't ruin my kid's life behind this. I was doing what I was supposed 6 years. You people come with this nonsense. And y'all knew that y'all was supposed to dismiss the case because there was no four corners to that warrant. There was no probable cause. There was nothing. You had no right. Anything you had gained was fruit from a poisonous tree. There was no way you could do that. So I really want them to pay for what they done. I want them to pay for what they done. I want to prove that they lied. It's not that I want to just go home and, oh yeah, I'm home. No. Yeah, I would want to see my kids, of course. But I want I want them to know who their father is. I want them to know that I'm not a man that's going to lay down on nothing. Everything that I told them about morals, principles, integrity, that stands true right now. I would rather go out on my feet than on my knees. And that's just how I am. And that's the only type of people that I talk to and associate myself with in here. People that's trying to make a change and make a difference. And I'm really inspired by this whole podcast because I don't even know if you guys know how big this is and how big it's going to be in the next 5 years, and how big this is really going to be in the next 5 years. So I'm not going to let them get away with this. But I really do want to get home back to my kids and raise my son to be a man. I don't want no woman raising my son to be a man because I know women are going to do all they can. I know they're going to do their best. But they can't do what a man do. And you know what a man do? A man don't say nothing, he do. I want my son to follow my lead, my example. Not what I'm saying. Talk is cheap. But yeah, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to see my kids. I'm ready to live a productive life. I know what I have to do. But this time, the main thing I want to do is help people from not coming in here, and I want to be impactful in the world, in society, really impactful, not just for my pockets, but for the larger conglomerate, the larger stand, the larger stage. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do.
That's it, my brother. And us behind the walls talk. Me, my wife, and everybody, all our supporters and everything, man. We definitely gonna support you too as well, my brother, man. Because that's definitely what you need, man. And you know, with all the listeners out there, man, take heed to what this brother's saying. Look at this brother's case. Look at this brother's situation. Listen to this interview because it was a great interview. Listen to this brother, man. His name, his opus numbers, everything's gonna be on our YouTube channel, on our website. You know, his pictures, everything gonna be out there. How he was living. Everything's up there, man, showing and proving what this brother is all about, man. You know, is there any last words you would like to share with the listeners of Behind the Walls Talk, my brother?
Yeah, just work hard and bring it into fruition. Everything that you're trying to do. Because if you think it, you can make it happen. That's it. Do the work. That's it. Just do the work, man. Don't just talk about what you want, but show an action of something different, because you ain't never going to get to that destination. If you're talking it, start to move in that accordance, and you'll get exactly where you're trying to go. I promise you that.
I appreciate this interview.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I appreciate this interview, man. That was a very wonderful interview, man. Yo, like I say, his name, opus number, everything's out there, man. Support this brother. Contact this brother if you would like. You know, the brother needs the support. He needs all the help that he can get, man, because the brother needs to be back out there in society with his family, his children, his friends.